Today we're going to make a bow style halter top out of a vest top. So even though I'm holding up a needle and thread, you don't need that. There's no sewing involved in this. You will need a pair of scissors. I'm using fabric scissors, but you can probably do this with regular old kitchen scissors. And a vest top, preferably one that is kind of elasticated and, holds itself well so that when we take the sleeves off, it's not just going to hang down. The first thing we're going to do is trim off the top bit, so to the bottom of the sleeves or the neckline, whichever is lower. Cut a nice straight line along there. And save the top of this because we are going to be using it to make something else, as always. Because mine is a stripy top, I have a really nice line to guide where I need to cut. But if yours isn't, you could always draw a chalk line. And to be honest with the final design, it doesn't matter if it's not perfectly straight. Probably no one's going to notice. So now you should have a tube top kind of thing. So we're going to cut some of the material off the bottom to make the central bit that's going to be the halter strings. So I made mine about 2 inches wide, and I'm cutting along the seam on the edge of the top about 2 inches and then cutting all the way around, trying to get it nice and even. Again, I've got those stripes to help guide me along. You could use a ruler and some chalk to mark this out, or pin a paper template to it to make sure that you get those nice straight lines. I find it easier to cut around so you're only cutting a single layer of fabric at the time. If you try and cut them both at the same time, you normally end up with it not being as straight as you'd like. So now you should have 1 tube and 1 long strip of material. We're going to take that strip of material and thread it through the tube and tie a knot in it. And you want that knot to sit in the center, so it will be sitting in the middle of your chest. And you don't want to tie it too tight, just tight enough so it's going to hold in place. And the strips that are hanging down either side, those are the bits we're going to tie for the halter. So you can stretch them out a bit, but we don't want to stretch the knot. So I'm holding the string close to the knot so that I'm not pulling on the knot, and then pulling the strips. And you should hear some kind of thread snapping noises, and that's just the seam along the bottom giving out basically. But it's just going to make those a bit longer, and obviously you want them long enough to be able to tie into a halter around your neck. Once they're nice and stretched out and they're a good size, I'm tying a knot in the top to hold them together, and I'm not tying it super tight because I like to be able to adjust my halter tops when I put them on. And that's basically it. You now have a little tubey bow style halter top. I hope you like it, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye!